Microphone on. I want to go over, first and foremost, the reading notes. I want to hit the high points. And as we go through these, I would really like for you to double check your answers and make certain that you've got the key points down that need to be taken care of. Without further ado, let's take a look at the reading notes for Chapter 2, Section 2. Chapter 2, Section 2 asks for you to create a vertical timeline. I believe we've already discussed the importance of BCE and CE, that it is politically correct, one can say, and that it is inclusive and not offensive to anyone's religion. The first one I really want to focus in on is on 509 BCE. The Roman Republic is formed. 509 BCE. The great thing about the Roman Republic, what is it that is necessary to be remembered? They expel the monarchy and form a republic in which people elect representatives to make public decisions. Roman Republic. Representatives. They all start with R. Okay? It's by sheer luck that we have some alliteration there and that we can make that connection. Or on a lighter note, if you want to use the Hillshire Farms, I say Roman, you say Republic. Roman. Okay, you guys suck at this. Let's try this again. I say Roman, you say Republic. Roman. Roman. Go meet. Make the connection. What is a republic? Representatives. What are representatives? People that are chosen to go to government and represent us. Okay? Does anyone happen to know what they called those representatives, by the way? Say again? Senators. Very good, Mr. Esparza. Yes, they were known as senators, something that you're going to see rear its head yet again in Chapter 3 when we look at the similarities and what we steal from other cultures and other forms of government when we put our American government together. Next, of course, we have Athens. Athens forms a direct democracy where all adult males share equally in the governing. Sorry, ladies, you were left out in the cold. And probably as juveniles, you were left out in the cold anyway. So, ladies, you got a double dip short end of the stick. Back then, all free adult males. Where do we see this direct democracy happening today? Can we see? Do we see incidences of direct democracy? Is it feasible? Can you actually practice direct democracy? The future Chapter 2, Section 3, I believe, in looking at direct democracy, we look at examples and we ask, we begin to put together why that's not necessarily the best example. This says in the 1300s, the rise of absolute monarchies, where in most of Europe, monarchs control all aspects of the government. That's great. But as soon as it shows up on the scene, immediately there's some questions and issues of legitimacy, harkening back to Chapter 1 vocabulary. A lot of people say, hey, wait a minute. You're not ruling in a just and noble fashion. You're not taking care of the people's needs. You're a tyrant. You're abusing your power. We need to find a way out. So even beginning in 1215, with the signing of the Magna Carta, we start to see that even then begin to erode. But it's not really until 1688 with the Glorious Revolution in England where you see a constitutional monarchy limiting the power. Then of course, we have the American Revolution, the French Revolution, and I don't think it's a far stretch of the imagination to say that the French Revolution is the ugly sister to the American Revolution. A lot of the same ideas and a lot of the same principles, but doggone it, they just got it jacked up backwards. If we harken back to our lessons in world history, we understand that the French Revolution went completely astray and ultimately set the stage for the totalitarian regimes of the 20th century. Give me an example of one of those 20th century totalitarian regimes. Say again? Russia. Joseph Stalin and Lenin in the Soviet Union. Give me another example of one. Pardon me? Saddam Hussein is a more contemporary one, yes. Hitler, but when we're looking at the 20th century, Late 20th century, Saddam Hussein comes to power. But we're looking at Fidel Castro would be another example. Although even his power is tending to erode. He's turned over the day-to-day operations to his younger brother, Raul, who is mid-70s. But we see Hitler and Nazism. We see Pol Pot, very good. We also see Mussolini in Italy. Stalin, yes. Not so much because they operated outside the law. So pirates isn't necessarily a good example. But then in the 1900s, we see these totalitarian dictatorships starting to rise, and then we start to see some more of them come the end of the 21st century. Now, let's take a quick look at the Chapter 2, Section 3, 4, and 5, where you are to give an example of each one of these and come up with a definition and an example of each one. And I'm going to go to wrong class. Let's try to find the right one, Mr. Easley. Here we go. Here we are. We're going to just take a quick moment. We're going to stop here, and then we're going to take a look at sections 3, 4, and 5.